Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Derek. I'm a breif recovering addict. God put this on my heart today to share this with you guys. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. It's called Raw Recovery. It's for people that are in recovery or seeking recovery or just trying to get better with dealing with life. It can be a number of things. Anyhow, I hope this channel works for you guys, and I hope that I can be of some help and of service as well. So like I said, I've been in recovery for over 2 years now. I just came back from a relapse. I've got 1 month and 11 days clean today. Coming back from a relapse for me was the toughest thing that I had to do ever in recovery. And I'll tell you what, man, we're not affiliated with NA or AA, but I will say that NA has brought me back and saved me, and I'm just grateful that I knew where to go back to get clean and be able to start this recovery thing again. I'm a month and 11 days today. I'm just so grateful. I've got a lot of friends in recovery. I go to church. I'm a member of Reach KC. I love that church. Is a great place. My higher power is God, obviously. I know you guys can have other higher powers. Some don't believe in God, but I hope that through watching my channel that you might become to learn who God is and be able to grow in the Holy Spirit. Anyhow, addiction has taken my leg from me. I have a prosthetic leg. I was hit by a car doing 80 miles an hour on I-70 as I was a pedestrian on the highway. I've had about 60 surgeries from that incident. It happened when I was 18 years old, and I was drunk at the time. So addiction started with alcohol. And I had my first drink when I was about, I don't know, I got one from Mom when I was about 8 or 9. I wrecked my bike, flipped over the car, got road rash everywhere. Every time she gave me a sip of alcohol, I was content. I was kosher. I felt good, I didn't know that's how it was making me feel, but I stopped crying. And so, later in life, we didn't know that was going to take myself to a whole nother level with addiction. Anyhow, so it spurred into. So I'm about 24 years old at this point. Just got out of prison, did a little bit, and now I'm out. I'm doing pills on top of alcohol. So that got really bad really quick because I had doctors that would give me whatever I wanted. They say, hey, what do you want? I'll tell them, and they would give them to me. And I was on multiple narcotics at one time, and it was just a nightmare. I used to get on the internet, man, after years of using. I used for, about, I don't know, over 10 years, every day, every single day, boom, boom, boom. I would have to, by the end of my addiction, I was having to find heroin. I was having to shoot up pills. I couldn't get high off of them unless I shot them up. I couldn't even feel them. My tolerance was so high. But I ended up getting off of that stuff, and it was hard. It was really hard. I remember the sickness from it and the physical sickness in my stomach, and it was just insane. And I never wanted to go back to that, so I found a new drug, and because I like to get high. I'm an addict, and so what I found was methamphetamine. And that drug took me to a whole another level. I'm here right now at the Paseo water fountain. It's now called Martin Luther King Jr. Road or whatever, but it was the Paseo water fountain where I would sleep. And the reason I would sleep outside is because I didn't want to go by City Union Mission's rules anymore, and I wanted to go against the grain and that whole program. So I decided not to follow that program, and I wanted to be out here in these streets. And boy, did I get out here in these streets! It became a problem to where I was stuck out here, and I would sleep out here. And I remember cold days out here, right here in this park, right here. So, this is, for those that know this area, it's in Kansas City, Missouri. It's not a nice place. And after dark, it's a pretty ruthless area. So, that's where addiction took me. Addiction took me to the most scary places, that I've ever been, that I would never put myself in unless I was high or chasing dope or whatever, man. If it had something to do with dope, you can best believe I was involved in it. And if I was involved in it, you better believe that it was a shady situation, because that's what I do every time I get high. I put myself in off-the-chain situations, which I'm sure many can relate to. But anyway, so after years of doing the meth thing and everything else, I decided, after everything was gone, my wife, my kids, my house, cars, the money, after everything was gone, I decided I wanted to live in a different way, man. I ended up catching a case. It was I caught an aggravated kidnapping charge and blah, 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 blah. Unlawful criminal restraint when I moved to Kansas to change my life. And, I ended up, and it took me 2 weeks and I was facing life. So, moral to that story is I moved out there, but no matter where you go, there you are. I took myself and my problems followed because really, within 24 hours of me going out to Kansas from the crisis center, from the Thrive Center, where I had a program, and they made a program for me. I did a documentary on my life for them, and they in turn got me an apartment in Kansas, and I wanted to move to Kansas because I wanted to change my surroundings. Now that works a lot of the times. The only thing that don't work is when you take you and your problems and you don't want to stay clean. Like, I didn't want to stay clean. I got out there, I didn't know anybody. I'm like, the only thing I got in common with everybody out here is they're gang members and drug dealers and or drug users. And, I love those people because I'm a drug addict. But anyways, so long story short, I ended up getting locked up in Wyandotte County. I got out, took a plea for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And, ever since then, I went to inpatient treatment, went to rediscover, full intensive of staying clean. I was in a 21-day program, had full intensive of staying clean, got out of that, and, I didn't have anywhere to go. I had quite a bit of money on my books and nowhere to go and nobody to really call for help. I called my son. Finally, after about 3 days, I started drinking again, and I got high one more time, and I went to stay with my son, and my stepson, he let me stay there for a little while, and then, it didn't take long before I was getting high in his house, and he's like, hey, dude, you gotta go. And so I'm like, all right, man. So I get out of there and start my journey in recovery. What happened, man? I had probation hanging over my head, which I still do. I get off in February, but luckily, I was clean before for about 10 months, and then I went back out. And the reason I went back out is because I didn't stay connected to the Narcotics Anonymous program. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a part of that program. I'm very happy and proud of myself for being a part of that program. And that program saved my life and many lives, because I've seen people die from this disease. And it's just, it's a horrible thing to watch somebody just throw their whole life away. Just the other day, a good friend of mine, he went back out, and a buddy of mine and we prayed about it, and I shed a couple tears, he shed a couple tears. It was just a heartfelt thing. He got a sack of dope and left in tears because he didn't know how to say no to himself about using. Addiction is just a crazy thing, and my hopes through this channel is that that I can kind of give that hand up to the still suffering addict, to the people that aren't addicts, that just may want to learn how to deal with addicts, because there are a lot of them, a lot of us, and we're out here, man, and we're difficult. We're the most difficult people in the world to try and figure out and deal with or whatever. So I'm sure by now you can tell my neck is messed up. That's from my drug addiction. It's called cervical dystonia. The muscles stay tense. I got to get Botox every 3 months. For the rest of my life. For my neck will never be better, and I hadn't been doing meth, so that wouldn't be an issue. So I got a lot of physical things. I also have a heart condition. It's called WPW. It's a rare heart disease, most commonly found in Asians. How I have it, I have no clue, but I got it, and I shouldn't be using meth because sometimes my heart goes too fast as it is. Sometimes I do a shot of dope and then I pass out, and that's why, because my heart was going way too fast. But yeah, through this channel, I'm just hoping to reach out and help and guide and try to be there for every still suffering addict, and also to take the world on a journey as you guys follow us, on our journey. I live at the Welcome House. I've got 1 month and 11 days clean today, and for that I'm truly grateful. See my cute tag, buddy, that's where it's at. But anyhow, Yeah, man. Just I hope to get subscribers and just a lot of them. And I hope that you guys follow and just like and comment and just give lots of feedback to help me help you guys. And there will be a series of these videos every day from today, and they'll be going on forever, hopefully. And we're just looking for any feedback we can get. Stay positive. Really don't like to do too much negativity. But yeah, man, that's my story, kind of briefly. You know, I just hope that you guys follow and you guys can get something out of this, man. And you know, as I'm out here just remembering, you know, the days where I was sleeping outside for 3 years straight. It was just insane. But it's grateful to be able to come back to this place and be clean while I'm here. But you guys have a really blessed night, and thank you for watching.